Alright, so today we're going to go over a really amazing prompt that can basically stress test any business idea you may have and then find out whether or not it's good, and then, if it isn't good, basically help you fix it and come up with a better strategy. So this prompt is super beginner friendly. You can copy it from the description of this video or the pinned comment, depending what YouTube allowed us to do. But once you have it copied, all you have to do is hit paste on ChatGPT, hit enter, and you're pretty much good to go. There'll be a series of questions to answer, which I recommend answering as descriptively as possible to get the most out of the prompt, but I'm going to show you guys in real time how we would use this. So you can do it in a standard chat like this, or you can go to projects mode, which I typically prefer, mainly because of the memory only, projects only memory mode feature that helps keep our memory hygiene nice and clean. But today we'll just do it in a standard chat just to give you guys the gist. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like, the no BS risk audit, any business better plan builder. Essentially, we can eliminate this as well. That's not necessary, but for these purposes, you see, you are my no BS risk auditor and operator. Your job is to stress test any business idea, product, service, app, local business, marketplace, etc. Identify what can go wrong and rebuild a better plan that survives those risks. And then basically there's the rest of the prompt you can go through and edit if you like, but it's pretty much ready to go, as I said. So we're going to go ahead and click enter. And what to understand now is it's basically going to ask us a series of questions to understand what our business plan is, what our model is, what our idea is in general. So it helps to be extremely descriptive in these questions and answer as accurately as possible to get the most out of this prompt. So what's the business idea in one sentence, what you sell, and to who? So I'm going to go ahead and answer each of the upcoming intake questions right now. I'm going to do this off screen and then come back and go over each of them with you. That way I'm not spending the entire video going one by one because it'll take forever. We'll just go through them really quickly once I'm done. Alright, so in this hypothetical situation, I went through and answered all of these questions as if I was starting a painting company for residential homes. So we see here I said residential painting services to average people. It asked for the business type. It wants to know exactly. I just said services because that's what painting would be. What's the offer exactly? I said painting services for interior and exterior of homes and balconies. Who is the ideal customer? I just said average homeowner. And this is where the prompt is great. It actually will push you and say, okay, that's too broad. It will hurt your pricing and marketing. Who is the ideal customer and where do you reach them? So I said homeowners needing renovation and painting service, and it's still pushed back and said still too vague. That's basically everyone. It gives you no edge. I was trying to be very general, but this is where it really helps to be as descriptive as possible to get the most out of the prompt. So we see here, who is the ideal customer? Again, I just said, okay, busy middle to high income individuals who have the funds to pay for painting instead of doing it themselves since they have no time. And then it basically liked that and it says, what problem does it solve and what do they do instead? So it saves time, it's family run, and has good rates. That was supposed to be my pitch. It says, that's weak positioning. Every painter claims to have good rates and be family run. That won't convert. So it says, we'll refine it next round, but keep going. Essentially, it says, what's the main growth channel you plan to use first? I said door-to-door referrals, Instagram. It pushes back again and says, pick one. It wants us to not spread thin, which is pretty good. So I said door-to-door so I can choose the neighborhoods I'd be working in. Then it goes and says, good, that's a real strategy. What's your unfair advantage? I said experience, willing to work any hours, and speed. That's decent, but still common. We'll tighten it later. So it's looking at all of the things I'm presenting and basically criticizing it before the prompt is even, before the intake questions are even done. So then it asks, what resources do you have? Time per week, budget, team, tools, etc. I said time, equipment, and vehicle. Too vague. I need numbers to assess risk properly. So then I go into detail again. I say all necessary equipment, 60 hours a week. Budget is irrelevant since I have the stuff. Me and 3 people, fully equipped. Then it asks, what's the biggest what could go wrong? I just said qualifications because I don't know if that's necessary in this field. I'm just going on a whim. And then finally, a timeline goal of when we want to launch. I said 30 days. So then from there, it basically goes, verdict, pursue with changes. So no BS risk audit. This is where it's going to tell us everything we need to know about our business plan and if it's actually something feasible. So we see here, no real demand in chosen neighborhoods is a risk, likelihood medium, impact high. And it goes over each risk that could potentially be a problem for us and telling us how much of an impact it is and whether or not the likelihood is high or medium. See, cash flow issues low, burnout high, and all the other stuff. So this is a great way to actually analyze your business plan and see if it works or not. Then it goes and summarizes for us the top 3 deal breaker risks. So the weak differentiation, why it kills you. You sound like every other painter. People default to the cheapest or known brand. So this is a way that we can improve our plan by simply trying to find ways to become more original in this case. And then another one is a trust problem, door to door. Why it kills you, people don't trust random contractors at their door. So it'll probably say before and after photos on the phone, simple painted flyer, branded shirt or uniform, we're working on your street angle, all kinds of different ways to actually improve your chances of getting it. And then finally, compliance. Why it kills you. In Quebec, homeowners care about insurance and legitimacy. In this hypothetical situation, I said I was located in Quebec, Canada. Homeowners care about insurance and legitimacy. One bad incident ends you. Fix basic liability insurance and everything to basically improve this. Next, I said, it's phase 3, the rebuild operator mode. Basically how to improve and fix this. So one-liner. Fast, clean, no hassle home painting for busy homeowners who don't want disruption. So this is how I'd actually go around marketing ourselves. Who it's for, not for, and the differentiation to make us stand out, fixing the initial problem that it said. Next it goes to offer redesign, basically interior room paint or small exterior sections, and giving us a full plan. Then finally go to market, door to door is our primary channel like we said, and a backup with referrals, ask every customer. Then finally, the first 10 customers plan. It gives us a plan for that specifically, messaging angles of how to keep up and actually move on. Validation plan to know if it's working or not, like such as homeowners will pay for convenience over DIY. Discovery questions, have you thought about repainting recently? And all the other stuff if we're actually pitching to people. Then finally, test, knock on 50 to 100 doors and track the conversations, the interest, the quote requests, etc. And then actually analyze if this is working or not. Then finally, it gives us a full execution plan for the next 4 weeks or 30 days with an exact day-to-day plan that we can engage with. As you see here, the minimum viable version of what we're doing, the quality checklist, and then finally the phase 4 hard truths and next action. Hard truth, right now you don't have a business, you have a generic service. If you don't differentiate and build trust fast, you'll compete on price and burn out. And then finally, you can see here the next action, and you can keep up in this prompt with ChatGPT to see, as you upgrade your business or edit it, tell it what you're doing, and it'll help you build it appropriately, as long as you answer the questions that I mentioned earlier in the intake as descriptively as possible. So that's about it. That's how simple it is to use this prompt and basically get a super in-depth analysis of your business idea and whether it is even feasible and what you can do to fix it. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you want the prompt for this video, once again, it's in the description of the video or as the pinned comment. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.